You will need calculator. I'm sorry, I know a lot of you don't like mathematics, but since I started doing this, it just took my reverb from like a very basic level to like pro level type stuff, right? In my previous video, I said anybody that wants to learn about how to get the perfect reverb at all times should comment to Reverb, and I got a whole lot of comments. I was like, yo, apparently you guys really want to learn about Reverb. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be teaching you how to get the perfect reverb at all time. We're going to be using this vocal from our last session or our last tutorial. You don't even know how much I love you. Pretty dry, nice and dry. You don't even know how much I care. Nice. Care about you. Yes, and we also mixed these vocals in our last tutorial. So if you have not seen that tutorial, it's gonna be somewhere on the screen. You can go and watch it. So now let's start our lesson for the day. So when it comes to reverb, I actually like this particular reverb. This is the Valhalla Vintage Verb, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I really love this reverb. This reverb has, like, it's versatile. Like, if you're gonna be choosing a reverb for whatever sound you want to put reverb on, you have to first decide what kind of reverb do I want to use. And the reason why I actually like this vintage verb is because it's so versatile. It has so many things. Now, for instance, it has the concert hall, the bright hall, the plate hall, the room, chamber, random spaces, chorus spaces, ambience, sanctuary, dirty hall, plate hall, smooth plate, smooth room, smooth random, non-lane, chaotic chamber, chaotic hall. Like, that's a whole lot of different flavors of reverb that you can choose from. But mainly for vocals, I always prefer to stick to either the concert hall or the plates, right? And another interesting thing about this reverb is, like, it has like this time machine thing where you can choose from the 1970s, the 1980s, or you can choose now. Now it's kind of like the modern sounding reverb. I mostly like this 1970s because of the analog vibe that it has, right? So let's go. Let me show you what we are here to learn. If you want to learn how to make the perfect reverb, there are 5 different things that you have to look out for in most reverb, right? 3 of them are like the most important, but there are 5 different things that you have to look out for. The first one is the decay. Now, the decay is how long do you want the reverb to last? Like, how long do you want it to be? So pretty like, turning it up means you want it to be longer. This is like 12 seconds, like 28 seconds, like goes up to like 70 seconds. So how long do you want the reverb to last? And then we have the other one, which is like the pre-delay. The pre-delay is kind of like, how long do you want before the reverb starts acting, or before the reverb starts kicking in? How long do you want me to wait before the reverb starts kicking in? That's kind of how it is. So when your dry vocal sounds, how long before the reverb kicks in? That's what the pre-decay is. And usually the third thing you have to watch out for is the mix knob. I'm going to teach you how to calculate the decay and everything, and we're going to set it right now. So, but before then, the mix knob is usually, you can actually do that from here as well. From here, right? You can do the mix from here, but they actually put it inside the reverb itself, so you don't have to do that. It's inside here. It's just how much of that reverb do you want on your source material, in our case on our vocals. How much of it do we want on our vocals? And then we have the fourth part, which is this part that I said, or I've not even said anything about it. Why am I skipping? Anyways, this part is kind of like the EQ session. It's kind of like how you shape your reverb. Now, if you have a source material that has a lot of low end, obviously you don't want low end in your reverb, because that's going to just muddy up your mix. So they give you a low cut, meaning like you can cut the lows here, and then a high cut, you can cut the highs from here, right? So, and the last thing I want to talk about is this modulation. So this modulation is just basically modulating the frequencies. Most times you wouldn't have to use this, except you're doing things for maybe you're using like the reverb you're using is for a guitar, right? Which is for a guitar now. Yes, I can actually use this, modulate it to actually sound very good, sound like a spring reverb. So how do we calculate our decay time, right? You will need calculator. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you don't like mathematics, but since I started doing this, just took my reverb from like a very, very basic level to like pro level type stuff, right? So let's just open. See, I was already calculating something. This was something I was literally calculating before I started making this video. It's actually a reverb. So the first thing you want to do, keep this number at the back of your mind. The number is 60,000. I'm not very good at maths. I don't know why it is 60,000. I don't know. I think it has something to do with time, but I don't care, bro. I just know it is 60,000, right? Just put 60,000 at the back of your mind. So let's say 60,000, right? Divided by your BPM. In our case, our BPM is 112. So you divide 60,000 by 112. Oh my God. By 112. And this is what we get, right? Now, to even go further, you can start dividing this number by 2, right? Divide it by 2, you get this. You can get it, and divide it by 2 again. I always like to keep my reverb between 1 and 2 for my lead vocals, because I actually like the reverb to be like a little bit short and not like overly long. There's nothing wrong with the long reverb, but I always like mine to be as short as possible. So we have 133. So that means my reverb time is going to be 1.33. Very easy. So I'm going to go over that again, just for some of us that might not get it. 60,000 divided by your BPM. Our own BPM is 112, right? 112. You get the numbers. Just start dividing by 2. Divided by 2. I divide it by 2 again, and I get 113. Now, for my pre-delay time, I can divide this by 2 again. I get 66. I can divide it by 2 again. I get 33. And I can easily just use this 33.44, 48, 33.48 for my pre-delay time, right? Now, watch what happens. Let me play our source material. Right? So we are listening to the wet reverb right now. So now, all we need to do right now is just to blend that reverb in our original. So what we do is we'll use our mix knob to just pull it down to whatever we want it to be. So let's do that. You don't even know how much I love you. You don't even know how much I care about you. Now, another thing that you can do is this EQ, which is like very, very important to me, right? Now, the EQ, let me solo the vocals. What the EQ is doing is that it is taking away all the muddiness from the vocals, right? So all the parts, let me put it on 100%. So all the parts, let me show you how it will sound like. All the parts that are muddy, it's going to take it out. So these are wet. Like take the low cut up. You hear that you can't hear the lows again. Same with the high cut. You hear the high cut, takes away the highs. So now it's left for you to determine what you want and how you want to shape your vocal. So let's just put it like this and like this, something like this. You don't even know how much I love you. I think this is sounding good already. Then we'll take down our mix. You don't even know how much I care about you. Nice. You don't even know how. Let me turn on our delay. You don't even know how much I love you. That's pretty clean. Clean reverb. You don't even. And you can do this with any other reverb as well. This is our stock FL Studio reverb. This stock FL Studio reverb is basically the same thing. This is your decay, right? This is your pre-delay time, and this is your dry and wet knob. So basically, you can see here that you can type in value and I have 1.3 seconds, just like the other time, right? That's what we got. Let's just say times 2, 1.3 seconds. That's what we got. And for my pre-delay, I've already typed in 33 milliseconds, which is exactly what we had earlier. And then I can easily like dial in how much of that reverb I want. You don't even know how much I love you. And here is the EQ session, right? You don't even know how much I care. Sounds good. So it doesn't even matter what type of reverb you use. Let me see if I have another reverb here that I can use. I think FL has another reverb. Yes, this is another reverb here, right? We can easily just do the same thing for here too. We're using 1.3, right? And then our pre-delay 33.48. The same vibe, the same exact thing. And this is our low cut here. All right, this is our high cut. And then we can easily just dial in how much of that reverb we want. You don't even know how much I love you. Obviously, this is a different type of reverb. See the difference in the reverb, but it sounds good. It doesn't matter what reverb you're using, it will always sound good. As long as you calculate that time right, you will always have a perfect reverb at every time. This is a rare gem that I'm giving you guys that you don't know. And if you are watching this video and you have not subscribed, you are wrong. You are very, very wrong. Why have you not subscribed? Have I done enough? Have I not tried? Click the subscribe button, subscribe, and also like the video. Like it. I've been trying. I've not tried. Try now. Thank you guys for your constant support. And now this is what we have. I think I should play with the one that we did with the Valhalla vintage verb. I think that sounds the best. That's my favorite reverb, by the way. So you don't even know how much I love you. Clean. You don't even know how much I care about you. And yes, I care about you. Please don't forget to subscribe before leaving. And if you want me to like teach any other thing, anything that has to do with music production, as long as it is music production, ask me in the comment section. I'm going to treat that particular one, that your need, your wants, your whatever it is you want to learn. I'm going to teach it. So, till next class, right? Bye. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. If you want to support Piano, subscribe. And if you don't like this video, go. Just go.